Podcasting from Colorado, home of the original Rocky Mountain High, the Colorado Rockies and the Broncos. This is the April LaJune Show, a podcast about current events from a conservative point of view. And now, here's your host, April LaJune.
Okay, everybody, this is April LaJune, and I have some updates, especially to the birth certificate thing that I told you, and the UCC1 filing, and UCC1A and 3 and all that kind of thing. First of all, not only are you going to need 1 copy of your birth certificate, apparently you're going to need 4. Now, I don't know exactly all the reasons why you need 4 yet, but you're going to need 4 certified copies of your birth certificate. I just want you to get started to get them in and get them mailed to you right now, and then I'll tell you what to do with them later after I find out. But I do know from this source you're going to have 4. So the source that I have gotten most of my information from that knows what he's talking about is the guy who has a site which is at education2000.com. I'm pretty sure that's the URL, but I'll leave a link below. You need to go there and you need to read you need to spend time reading the entire site. He's got the entire history of the straw man, how it came about to be, things about the Federal Reserve, and just a whole bunch of information you're going to need. He's credible. Everything that he says on there, I've checked it out myself and went back to the sources that he lists and the documents that he's listing, and you know what? It seems like he knows what he's talking about. And so I called him. You can call him if you want to, but I don't know. I don't know that I would do that, but you can do whatever you want. And I talked to him for quite a while, and I believe that he is legit. I actually believe he's the only one who is legit out of all of this ridiculous garbage that people keep talking about. He does know about Heather Tucci. He does think she's on the right track and is doing the right thing. So even though you really don't need a factualized trust, he thinks it might be a good thing for you to do anyway, just because it's a good paper to have. So anyway, you're going to find online, as I did, a whole bunch of people who don't know what they're talking about. And Willow is one of them. Now, I realize she's got something around 2.4 thousand followers or something like that. But she does not know what she's talking about. I've tried to listen to her several times, and she's just getting weirder and weirder and weirder. She did say one thing that was pretty good, and I do have it on my site if you want to take a look at it. But for the most part, this girl does not know what she's talking about. When she says all you need is a factualized trust, she has no clue what she's talking about. So her name used to be Bridget, and then after I subscribed to her, because I thought maybe she knew what she was talking about, she changed it all of a sudden to Willow. So then you've got all these other people who, like Drew Anna. Are you kidding me? You're going to pay $2,000 to go to some weird religious seminar in the Asian mountains somewhere with some kind of Buddhist thing to find out about your TDA account? Are you kidding me? So you don't need to do that. If you go to this guy's site, it's education2000.com. He's got a link on there, and it will cost you $250 to get all of the paperwork that you need. Now, I know not everybody has $250 just to whip out and send to him, because if I had $250 to whip out and send to him, I would have already done it. But he says that there's 12 steps that you have to take to access your TDA account. And I think he's probably right, because the government doesn't do anything easy. So you're going to have to take those 12 steps, and you're going to have to take them in order. Now, he's the one who told me that you're going to have 4 copies of your certified birth certificate, and I believe it's right. I think he's right. And the other thing he told me is the real first step in all of this, which I have never heard one person say ever, and it makes total sense to me, is the first thing that you need to do is incorporate yourself in the state where you live. You incorporate your all caps name, and you are the corporation. You are making a corporation of your all caps name. That's the very first step. And if you think about it, that makes perfect sense. Because if you're a company and you're supposed to be taking over your straw man, who is a company, don't you think you might want to incorporate yourself? So that kind of makes sense to me. So anyway, he said that's the real first step. So in the meantime, while you're trying to get the 250 together to go through these steps, these 12 steps, the first two things I think you need to do, well, actually there's several. One, you need to incorporate yourself in the state where you live. Two, you need to get 4 certified copies of your birth certificate. And if you don't know how to do that, you're going to have to just Google it. Third, you need to go to TDAaccount.org and download the Factualized Trust, fill it out, and do that. There's some other steps in there that I already know of, and that is you're going to have to, but this isn't all of it. I'm just telling you, this isn't all of it. It's just stuff that you can do in the meantime while you're waiting to get your packet of that's going to cost you $250 from this guy. You need the power of attorney. You need the certificate of ownership of your Social Security number. You've got to do your UCC at least 1, but you can do your UCC 1, 1A, and 3, and fill those out, and incorporate yourself. So as long as you're making progress in that way and doing that, by the time you get that kit, you'll be on the right road to filling out the rest of the forms, mailing people who you have to mail to get this stuff done. Because there's several letters you gotta give to the Treasury Department and just all kinds of stuff. So anyway, I'm telling you, as I'm getting the information, I'm passing it on to you. So go to his site, which is education2000.com. Look around, read everything. I know it's confusing. It's probably one of the worst websites I've ever seen in my life. And since I do web design, I'm telling you, it's terrible. But the guy does know what he's talking about. If you even have half a brain in your head, you'll get the fact that this guy knows what he's talking about. There's no fairy dust. There's no stuff about enlightenment and all that kind of crap. Just weed through it, and you'll find stuff on there that's really, really important. But like I said, you're going to need 4 copies of your birth certificate. You're going to have to do the UCC 1, most likely 1A and 3, even though 3 doesn't have anything to do with the TDA account. It's something completely different, but you still need to do it. Factualized trust, power of attorney, certificate of ownership of your Social Security number. I've got some of those things on TDA.org, TDAaccount.org, and I will put up the power of attorney and some other stuff that you're going to need. But anyway, you can at least start there. And once you get that $250 and you get that stuff back, the estimated time of being able to use this stuff is 2 months. Maybe 3, but 2 months. By the time you start to the time you're able to use it. And here's another thing that I need to make very clear. This is not a magic bank account that you can just go out and buy stuff. This is an account that is for chargebacks only, like charge-offs, like debt. So a debt has to be created in order to use the account. So if you have a mortgage and you need to pay that off, you can do that. If you have a car payment or you've already created a debt on a car, you can use your TDA account to pay it off. This is not a thing where you just go to Macy's and you say charge it. It's not like that. So if you're thinking that it's like that, there's a way more to it. You cannot do that. That part is going to land you in jail. But if you do it the right way and you understand that the debt has to be created in order to be able to use the account, you're going to be way ahead of these ridiculous guru crazy people who keep trying to tell you that you can do whatever you want with it, because you can't. So, unfortunately, that's true, but I'm just telling you. So, get that out of your mind right now. That would be illegal. And so I'm going to try, if I can, to help you to figure. I already figured out how to do it the legal way. I just got to have all the steps to do it. All right. So it's not like it's not legal. It's totally legal. You just got to do it the right way. So anyway, let's work together. Let's get this stuff done. If you want to help and donate to my site, it's tdaaccount.org. You can go there and help me, and we're going to get this thing figured out. I'm going to get to the bottom of it because, you know what? I'm tired of being taken advantage of, and I hope that you are too. So I'll see you guys later.
Thank you for listening to the April LaJune Show. To read more from her blog, go to aprillajune.com, where you can find more interesting and enlightening conservative commentary. Check out the archives and the video blog. Send links to your family and friends. Don't forget to catch her on YouTube and Facebook. Join us next time for another episode of the April LaJune Show.